to become better communicators during this time of the pandemic. So we are spending more time at home with our partner, with our kids, with our father, mother, etc. And we are running into each other's way too often. At the beginning, we were afraid and we tried to accommodate as much as possible, give space to one another as much as we could. But now it's been 7 months since we are in the same little apartment or same house with no alone time. And sometimes we get irritated over little things. But if we want our relationship to survive this pandemic, we just have to make an extra effort to become better communicators and better listeners as well. So today I want to share with you 4 tips to become better communicators and better listeners. So tip number 1, give your partner the floor. This is a technique that I learned when I was part of the Toastmaster International Club, which is a club about learning how to speak in public. And what that means is that whenever we call a speaker to come to the front, we will give them the floor and they will have all this space in order to express their ideas. And we, as the audience, our job was to be as attentive as possible and communicate through our body language that we were listening. Well, in our interpersonal communication with our partner, this is the thing that we want to do. We want to give them the floor. We want to allow them to speak without interruption and give them all the signals that they require in order to reassure them that we are listening. And this is something that happens. Sometimes people don't listen. Sometimes people stay quiet and they just wait their turn patiently in order to they themselves express their idea. But that is not regular, that's not the best form of communication. The best form of communication will be for you to be attentive to the message without already elaborating a response. Just absorb the message, and then after you absorb that message, then elaborate a response. So just give your partner the floor and make sure you are listening. Tip number 2, rephrase what you understand. So the communication process is quite complex. We have a thought. That thought translates into words that we express out. So over there already there may be a deficiency in communication between the thought and the expressed words. And then your partner hear those words, and then what they hear and what they understand are not necessarily the same thing. So that could be another point of friction where some of the communications could be lost. So the best thing to do is to rephrase what you understand. So you could say, well, what I hear you saying is this, or if I understand correctly, what you want is this other thing. And then there are only 2 options. Either your partner will say, yes, that's true, that's what I mean, that's what I want, or no, that's not what I mean, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this other thing. Okay, so now tip number 3, resist the urge to fill the silence gap. So it just so happens that as a partner is talking, there may be a little bit of a silent gap. And it's our normal reaction to try to jump into that silence. We as humans, I think we hate those little silent gaps and we try to fill them as soon as possible. But those silence gaps is where the good stuff is. When your partner have a little bit of time to reflect and to elaborate further, if you give that space, then there may be some real communication going on there. People express their opinions for 2 reasons. They have the right reason and they have the real reason. So for example, let's say that your partner says, oh, you didn't do the dishes last night. That's unfair. Okay, so they are saying that and they are right. But the real reason may be something else, something that you did the day before, but they don't want to express it for whatever reason. But if you give that space, if you don't feel that urge to feel that silence, maybe you are giving your partner that space to express a little bit more. And so this is something um, that you could encourage. So give the silence and ask your partner to explain. So this is tip number 4. Ask your partner to explain. When your partner express an idea, you could just simply say, well, can you tell me more about this? Or I didn't understand. Can you say it again? And then you are giving your partner yet another opportunity to express their ideas. So these are the 4 tips. Number 1, give your partner the floor. Number 2, rephrase what you understood. Number 3, resist the urge to fill the silence. And number 4, ask your partner to explain further. So communication is not perfect. There are a lot of deficiencies in it, but we are trying to make it through this epidemic together, and we are doing the best as we can. So these simple tips, they may not give you the perfect communication, but it should give you room for improvement. So let me know how it goes, and please stay safe, and until next time.